Yes, hit one, bro, hit one. Good morning, you got him, you hit him.
So, here we are again, about to head back in for another Molesworth raw trip. This time we have scored ourselves 5 mile stream. Some guys did well in here last year, dropping a good mature 15-point stag, so here's hoping we bump into something similar. We have 3 new faces on this trip. Nick is one of Charlie's good mates and is the gun at pig hunting. My longtime buddy Alan is along for the mission to take photos and get a taste of chasing stags. Another good friend of mine, Brian, has come along to see what a Molesworth raw hunt is like. He's a sharp hunter and is all about hunting for meat. And the 2 usuals, Charlie and me. So grab yourself a beer and let's get into it. Alright, enough of that. That's legit. After being in the trucks for around 4 hours, we were hanging out for our first designated glassing spot. This vantage position will give us our first view and reveal what the southeastern part of 5 Mile Raw Block had on offer. So welcome everyone to the 5 Mile Raw Block.
Where's he going? Stuck behind those rocks.
What's the range on it?
Oh, 300 there. One up there. Middle of these rocks, straight up. He's got a dark coat on him.
How good is it to spot that first animal on a hunt? Full of confidence after our chamois encounter, we pushed into the block a bit more. And with what seemed like the flick of a switch, the place came to life.
They're going to come out down where on the right hand side of that willow tree where the stream is. I imagine. Yeah, there they are.
Now during the roar, the saying goes, find the hinds and you'll find the stags. Which in this case, was bang on.
He's moving up that gut. Oh no, he's disappeared. There he is there.
The Molesworth is also home to plenty of good sized pigs. Young Nick was pretty keen to catch up with this guy.
He's in the grey at the moment. He's got a bush to the left of him, and he's got the finger to the right. He's also walking straight up between them. Just look for the movement.
I don't know what he is.
He's not overly big in the body.
You can't see any.
I can't make anything else. I see this.
I can see antlers.
As you can see, unfortunately the Canon SX70 struggles in low light conditions. And when light ran out completely, it was back to camp for dinner and make plans for a second day. Morning clag. Not ideal conditions for getting eyes on the roaring stags up the head of the valley. So we had to make the decision to at least close the distance and try get some visual for assessment.
So we've had a bit of action since we've come in. Haven't done much talking yet, so yesterday we cut in from the trucks, bumped the chamois, which was nice to see. They're in winter coat at the moment. Plenty of roaring going on, tons of roaring going on. We picked out about 5 or 6 stags last night. So we've sort of made a bit of a plan, split off from Brian and Alan. We've gone up, chased something in the clag, hopefully the clag lifts. We've got me and the young fellas working our way around. Just bumped into a young hind back there. We managed to not spook her, which was primo, so we're working our way in. Hopefully there's a stag up in the clag, we can hear him, but there's also one working down the valley over to our left. Hopefully coming over too, so going to get a nice little vantage spot and try and pick up on these boys and hopefully come away with a 180 gram pill flying through the air. Would be nice, but we'll see how we go. As always, plenty of pigs. Plenty of pigs around.
He doesn't look too bad, eh? Yeah, he's quite big, eh?
He's got a bit of spread too, by the looks of it. It's hard looking at the screen though, man. So we've worked our way along these faces over into a couple of guts to try and pick up on roaring stag around here. I think he's ventured up with a hind up the gully a bit further, which is pretty sort of technical getting up through there. So in doing that, we've actually spotted what seems to be a decent sized stag out to our left on the other side of the valley. He's going to try and nuggy down through here somewhere, get up. But the tricky thing is he's parked up on the top, so he's higher than us, working up onto him on a nice sort of sloping hill is going to be a little bit tricky. Yeah, sun's coming out too on this side, so I think the other side of the valley's going to be a little bit cooler. Yeah, primo day, clag's just lifted and it's just starting to warm up a bit. So of course we forgot our sunscreen at camp too, so we're going to get smoked a bit, I think. We're just going to nuggy down there and have a roll of the dice over that other side, see what we can come up with. All going well, we walk back to camp with a decent head.
Now, have you ever watched a hunting video and wondered how people act and what goes on off camera? Here is a little behind the scenes material for you. After I left the camera recording in the pouch for over 1 hour, I've trimmed the audio down and added some typical Molesworth scenery so you don't have to stare at a blank screen. Enjoy.
I'm starting to warm up. fast, eh? I might get a little bit nuggety down through that rocky ship. Mountain safaris with Blair Jones. Maybe we just cut round to the left. I wouldn't want to get halfway down and have to turn around and come up again. We might just have to get amongst it. I don't really feel like going all the way back up there to cross over. Maybe up through there, bro. Go Matagari instead of f***ing Rosehip.
Is that Matagari?
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit's
Fuck you. Ah, you fucking Jesus fuck, man. Good news, Nick. Good news. Yeah. That was horrible. My scope's loose. My scope's loose left to right. Oh no, it's the rail. Oh, Jesus fuck, man.
the rail.
Up and down, left to right. I don't think we'll be trying any long shots, man. Fuck me. It's not the sort of shit you'd really check if you fucking Loctite everything. I don't know where it would have come loose though, man, because we've shot at that target 3 times. Hasn't been bammed or bumped or... We just have to get close. Hundreds. I'd be comfortable with 100. Not much changes over 100. Even left to right and up and down. So I mean, if he's sitting down and shit, we know where he is, we can sort of work into a good spot and try and get him to stand up, and we can peg him from 100 hopefully.
Lost the sunnies.
Oh bullshit. Bro. Are they expensive ones?
Yeah.
I'm sorry for your loss, man. Turn into one of those missions, Charlie. Gun's not going to shoot straight, lost his sunglasses, left the radios back there. Hungry, tired. So we've worked our way over to the other side of the gully, and he shut up shop. It's quite warm now, which is pretty obvious why he was bugging out onto the reverse side. It's a bit cooler. Kind of looked at maps and figured out he's sitting in a gut for now. We're running low on food because we didn't really expect to stay out this long, so we're going to mission back to camp, fuel up, be a bit more prepared. Plus this wind is coming straight from behind us up there, so I think it's the best option just to bug out for now and go back and reassess, get back up here a little bit later when it cools down a little bit, and hopefully we spot him again.
For those of you who haven't hunted Molesworth, it may come across as an open vastness of easy to navigate rolling hills, which to an extent you would be right. But she has a nasty side. The endless labyrinth of Matagari and Rosehip will test your patience. The hot autumn days can catch you out in the open with very little shade and really kick your ass. But to be honest, at this time of year, there's no other place I'd rather be.
just, yeah, he's our sign. We'd have to try and get him to come up to us. He's got 3 on one side. 3. He's got massive trays, bro. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going around to the left. I think he's going to go up the gully. Wait, I think he's going to go up the gully. See, we went through and started going around to the left. If he comes up that gully, we can get over there on top of him. We might be able to get close enough to get set up.
So to give you guys a bit of an insight as to how the scenario was playing out. Cold side of the hill, our wind was good, and we were shadowing the stag while maintaining distance from him. We hoped to see him come up this gut, so we then have a chance at a close broadside shot. We want to be as close as possible due to the scope being a bit loose. But he settles on a perch here, and unfortunately he is spooked by a young 4-pointer, and then makes his way quickly back the way he came, below us with no chance at setting up for a shot. But we could hear some good roaring up a bit higher and in the same direction our stag had gone, so there was still hope yet.
He's doing alright for himself. Like a young fella, eh? Man, just have a shot. We don't have time. Just hit one, bro. Hit one. He's broadside. Oh, it's high. It's high. Shot high. Do you think you shot him the first time? Good man, you got him. You hit him. Keep an eye on him. Someone grab some binos and look down there, man. My hands are full. Grab that.
Did I hit him?
Yeah, the last one you did.
I don't think
He seems fine, eh? Was it a good stag as well?
Yeah.
It.
Did I not hit him?
It seems to be alright.
So obviously the decision to offload the camera to get on the binos resulted in a confusing visual experience for you guys. So I've taken the time to make up a 3D reconstruction of our shooting scenario. Charlie has the WISM set up and fixed on the stag at roughly 100 yards. Now you can probably hear me in the footage before telling Charlie just to hurry up and hit it. This was due to a spiker to our left that was around 20 or so yards away, which pretty much had us dialed and was about to spook. But lucky for us, Charlie was able to send the first 180 grain pellet uninterrupted. We presume the first shot was a miss and would have flown one of these two possible trajectories. The stag then turned 180 and was now completely broadside. The second shot sailed high and splashed just behind him. He then moves forward and stops long enough for Charlie to register a hit with the third shot.
Wait till he stands up. There goes his girlfriend. Sorry, mate. That got him, didn't it? Yeah, that was the back of the neck.
So everything's shut up now. I think we've upset the neighbourhood last night or yesterday. We were, where are we? We were coming down the side of here, bumped into all that action that you'll see on the footage. Shot at the stag, Charlie shot at the stag. Not sure if the first one hit, the second one was high. Third shot whacked him, but he kind of shrugged it off. So Charlie reckons he shot at the base of the neck. It was that close. Yeah, they just gunned it straight down the hill into the gut and tried picking up on some tracks. Got a little bit of blood, not vital sort of blood. Nothing overly oxygenated, so definitely no lung if you missed the neck. Putting it down to a bit of just a muscle wound that was sort of maybe dripping. We lost light real quick and head torches and stuff and made it down to the valley floor with no recovery, unfortunately. Made it back to camp, settled in for the night. No roaring, everything shut up after I think we saw all our heat torches and stuff. So wake up this morning, everything's quiet. A couple of roars sort of, where are we? Up the valley this way. So mission today, me and Al will be heading out the next few hours. We're sitting here lapping up the sunshine. The boys are heading up and around that way to do a bit of meat recovery of a hind that Brian shot yesterday in conjunction with the stag and the stag head. So he brought the stag meat back last night. He's going back up today with the young fellas to get the hind and the stag head. So really hope Charlie bags himself something up there, Charlie and Nick. Yeah, a bit unfortunate yesterday because potentially that was quite a good animal. Primo day today, plenty of pigs around, tons of pigs around. It's nice to sort of sit down and relax for a wee bit instead of doing the hard yards. Those boys will be feeling it today. It's going to be quite a hot day. Yeah, they'll be getting smoked by the sun up there. Go down and pack up the tent, pack everything else up, maybe have a wee bit of a snack, and then it's not too much of a mission to get back to the truck from here, which is bloody good. So we've just gone to pour some water in and make a coffee. Now let's pick up a little friend. Bit of extra protein.
Protein in your coffee.
The walk back to the truck on the last day of a hunt is always a processing and self-analysis time for me. I go back through the events and think, what could I have done differently? Couldn't help but feel bad for Charlie coming so close to dropping his first stag, especially the fact my rifle wasn't 100%. But on the positive side of things, it's always a buzz just being out in the hills, testing yourself both physically and mentally. Putting yourself out in the elements to see how you match up against these amazing animals that have the natural edge over you in so many ways. I sometimes have this uncomfortable realization that one day my body will be too old for all of this. But for now, I'll cherish every second I spend in the hills. I always do a bit of talking, man, so don't say anything, but if I start talking, don't think I'm talking to you. I'll have to edit that out.
you don't want internal marination sometimes, it's pay to keep an eye on her, man, because she goes parks up somewhere, one of those boys catches a fucking whiff of her. It's Pound Town.
Oh yeah, I got it.
How high is he now? He's still going up, or is he?
At the bottom of the vagina, straight across.
We'll call it a love harbour bush, not a vagina. Just at the bottom of the V of the love harbour.
Up to with your name.
We've got to be courteous with the female watchers though. So bit of change of plan. It's warmed up quite a bit now, so he's gone onto the back face of where we originally saw him. What's up?
Oh,
no. Hopefully we spot him again. That's the knot.